in order to get through that, you have to. It's kind of like the 12-step program. You got to acknowledge it first. You got to
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge it. You can't sit there and play with it, man. You got to acknowledge it, and it hurts when you acknowledge it. I'm here to tell you, as somebody that is still dealing with survivor's guilt, you got to acknowledge it, and you got
Yep.
to acknowledge that it's the people closest to you, and I think that's what hurts about it. People make their decisions. I'm about to say something real controversial. I'm gonna stand on it though. People, humans, make their own decisions, and a lot of times you'll battle with one side of people that'll go, well, they circumstances has them like that. It's not their fault. It's gonna hurt saying this. As somebody that has made it out of what I made it out of and given back, I have given back to the city multiple times. Not in the way I want to, but multiple times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% at the point now where because of social media, I call bullshit. Now I call BS. Before, in 2000, 2001, around that time, I agreed. I'm like, yeah, man, we in the hood, bro. We like, what we supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
We making the best out of our situation. That's what we've been doing as black people forever, bro. Y'all gave us scraps. We made soul food. Don't get me started. I'm not gonna do it today. But that's what we've been doing, right? I think that's what the neighborhood mentality was. You know what I mean? In the 60s, the 70s, 80s, not in the 90s, it became the hood. We just shortened it. You know what I mean? It's still a
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I think that we got away from that and we started just like becoming like a cesspool and we wasn't being positive for each other. So I understand the environment of where them folks, the other folks go, well, you got to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. I'm like, it wasn't that easy for us. That's not something we was taught. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We was
Mm-hmm.
taught this is you either got to go to the NBA or pick up a brick. You know what I mean? Like that's what we was taught. You got to play a sport, or you if and then as you get older, you was taught, oh, you can get a scholarship. But like the people that was taught that, I ain't gonna lie to you, no disrespect, was Mike because Mike went to Tech. Tech was a better school. Like you know what I mean? Like we didn't. It Mike elevated. You know what I'm saying? So Mike could be considered an elevator in Patterson eyes because they kind of look at him and they go, "Oh, you was destined." That's what he was talking about. It's like
Mm-hmm.
people would say, and I was there when Mike. People would say certain things like, "Oh yeah, Mike, we know. Hey, bro, when you go run that organization, bro, hey, make sure I get my cut, bro, because I knocked out such and such for you." And Mike could be like, "I asked you to do that." Like it'd be
Yo, it was so like that though.
it really was like that, and you could see it even to today when Michael walk in a room and people be like, "Boy, I told you, bro, I told you was gonna do it," and I'll just be like, I just be sitting there laughing. I'll be like, "That's crazy, bro." On the flip side, though, this is and again, I'm supposed to be telling you how to get through survivor's guilt. I'm getting there, I promise you. On the flip side, you have people like me where you just go quiet. We were growing up. You see Mike going through that, right? And they look at Just and they go, "Yeah, man. So what we getting into tonight?" You see what I'm saying? Because there's no mindset of Just ain't going nowhere. He not leaving. We getting active. We doing this and this and this, right? So now you see Just today, and it's like, "Yo, Just baby, what's up, dog? Damn, bro, you doing it, bro? Man, it's just crazy. It's like confusion." And I'll be like, "Huh?" And that brings me to the solution. You can't do more for people than they want to do for themselves. And when they put you in a box, they put you in a box. You got to live for you. You got to do what you got to do. If you decide to give back, you decide to give back. That's up to you. But don't make it an obligation. You're not obligated. You know what I'm saying? That's something I really had to fight with because it was people that I feel was really beneficial to who I am today. But what I'm really saying out loud for the first time ever is y'all were beneficial to the tyrant, to the
Mm-hmm.
demon I was today. And the human in me, not the spiritualist, because the spiritualist is like, get these people away from you, cut them off, right? The human in me, the pettiness in me, because I've been bred in that, is like, man, you gotta go back to the hood and hit such and such with because this and this, and he the one that gave you that hammer when you needed to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say they manipulated that situation, but I think that that's a negative aspect. That's a negative space. Because what we talking about? We talking about pride.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
see what I'm saying? So
Yep.
how do you get through that? You just gotta accept it. That's step one. Accept what you're hearing, accept what you're feeling within yourself. Look in the mirror. Two, understand nobody really owes anybody. We're gonna get into that right in this next one, right? But let me be very clear what I'm saying to you. If y'all didn't have a loan arrangement or an agreement, a contract, a binding arbitrary contract. See, I'm getting into my school stuff now. if there's nothing signed, what are we talking about?
Facts.
So get that out of your head. Oh, I owe this person this, I owe this person that, I need to do this. And specifically for y'all with the family members. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get killed for it and I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay. For those of y'all with mamas, daddies, cousins, auntie, brothers, and sisters, and you go, well, they helped get me to this point. They spent all this money to do these things, get me to this point to go to college, stuff like that. They did. They did. It still don't mean you own.
Mm. Hey, before we move on, man, I'll give this point, and this is from my Christian side of things,
Mm.
biblical, come from the Bible. If it was meant for us to always go back and take care of our parents, God would have said it. His word says, honor your
Honor. Right.
parents.
Right.
That is totally different than going back and taking care of them.
But
Right?
it
And it
people
and
think
people
honor
conf-
means that though.
yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Most, and I tell you like this, most parents, and I think this is most parents would say they would want their kids to do what's best for them, bloom and blossom, have fun, don't worry about us. We took care of you for all these years. Why you think you need to take care of me? I can take care of myself.
I mean, that is when we talk
That's
about
it.
solutions, bro. That's one of them. It's overcoming survivor's guilt is overcoming thought process.
Yes.
Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're
Yep.
used to thinking a certain way. So in order to get through, not over, get through survivor's guilt, you gotta unlearn some things, man. And
Change your perspective.
got to.
You got to see from a different angle, always.
You got to. And to me, the most important is one, acknowledging it, right? And two, understanding you don't really owe anybody. Three, the final thing, take a step back. If it's really, really going to bother you, come up with a plan. That's the part that destroys us. I'm telling you,
Ooh,
anybody that's dealing with
yeah.
survivor's guilt, you you're going through a constant cycle of, oh man, you feeling bad. It's because you're Justice Payne Tyson, the neighborhood therapist in the building. On behalf of the Black Man Misunderstood, we want to thank you for rocking with us. We're taking another little break until we get into the final round of the season. October we'll be back. Gonna light you up. We got great content coming for you, and y'all can keep stealing the content, not giving credit. We'll be back for you. Be easy.